Let me just thank everybody for being here. Before we get started, I want to introduce myself and tell you who else is up here. I am the sheriff here of Lancaster County, Barry Faile, and to my right I have Solicitor Newman, have Major Matt Shaw, and Jennifer and her husband from the coroner's office represented here today. And to my left I have Captain Miller, who is actually over investigations here at the sheriff's office, and also violent crime task force members who are here, along with Lieutenant Rumbaugh, who is on the end. What I'm going to do is talk to you about two separate incidents that took place within the last 2 weeks here in Lancaster County. Also want to talk about the outstanding work that was done by the investigative staff here at the sheriff's office and the solicitor's office, and talk about the swift resolution to both of these two cases. First incident was a burglary that was reported Wednesday, April the 30th at the Van Wyck Mart, located at 644 Rock Hill Highway here in Lancaster County. Dispatch received a call, and deputies did respond to the scene. They found a door on the northwest side of the building that had been forced open. They also discovered a security camera at the location that had been shot. Our crime scene investigators were called to the scene. Both digital and ballistic evidence was recovered that day. The second incident took place on Friday, May the 2nd. Our dispatch center received a call about a vehicle parked in the middle of the road in the 3000 block of Riverside Road. Deputies responded and discovered Larisha Thompson was deceased from an apparent gunshot wound. Crime scene investigators again responded and collected ballistic evidence from the scene, along with digital evidence and surveillance evidence from the surrounding area. All ballistic evidence was sent to SLED immediately, and a forensic analysis did confirm that the shell casings recovered from both the Riverside Road incident and the Rock Hill Highway incident were fired from the same firearm. Through the course of the investigation, our team identified Asiel Torres Chirinos, age 21, as being present at both crime scenes. On Thursday morning, our SWAT team, along with investigators, executed a search warrant at his residence, took him into custody, and during the search also located a 9mm handgun. The handgun was also sent to SLED, and it was confirmed to be the weapon used at both crime scenes. As the investigation progressed, there was 5 additional suspects identified, located, brought to the sheriff's office for questioning, and it was determined that all 6 of these individuals were involved in the burglary and the murder of Miss Thompson. The charges on these individuals are murder, attempted armed robbery, and burglary. Torres Chirinos is believed to be the shooter in both incidents, and he's also charged with 2 counts of possession of a firearm during the commission of a violent crime and possession of a firearm by an unlawful alien. Working closely with the federal immigration authorities, a detainer has been placed on all 6 of these individuals if for some reason they are let out of state custody. In closing, let me say 2 things. I can't tell you how proud I am of the investigative work done by our team. All of these agencies represented up here today work closely together every day, and this case was resolved very quickly, and I'm just so proud of the work they did. Our investigators showed tremendous dedication, followed every lead out, and refused to stop till all 6 of these individuals were taken into custody and charges brought against each one of them. It was a true team effort, and our community is a much safer place today because these 6 individuals are off the street. Lastly, we have 6 individuals in our community for number 1, wasn't supposed to be here, and 2, took the life of an innocent lady was out here trying to get something for nothing. People like this have no place in our society, and we will do everything in our power to make sure the full weight of the law is brought down on these 6 individuals. Again, thank y'all for being here. Thank the team for the hard work they did in this case. Appreciate the partnerships we have with the solicitor in the coroner's office. And solicitor, do you want to say a few words?
Just want to thank these guys for what they do. Just amazing the work and the technology that goes into solving these cases. I think, working with this task force, with my staff and the sheriff's staff, city staff, I think probably just a few years ago, we probably wouldn't have had this crime solved so soon. So hats off to these guys.
The individuals that were arrested, you had 3 adults, one 17, one 18, one 21. Their pictures will be up here on the screen. And the 3 juveniles. You had one 13, one 14, and the other 15. They're being housed at the Department of Juvenile Justice in Columbia. Now, I'll be glad to answer any questions if you have any questions.
Sheriff, I have a question, if I may. Andrew Dice from the Herald in Rock Hill. Thank you for having us. Is there any evidence that there is illegal gang activity with these suspects? And do they have ties to other metropolitan areas, Rock Hill, Charlotte, Columbia?
We're still investigating that, but nothing that I can speak of today.
Are they local young people?
They are.
Were they living in Lancaster?
Living in Lancaster, yes, sir.
But they were all in the country, at least believed to be unlawfully?
Absolutely.
Sheriff, can you elaborate on what led up to the shooting of Ms. Thompson? Was it just, I know she was in the vehicle. Was she out of the vehicle at some point? Or?
No, she was in the vehicle minding her own business, traveling to another jurisdiction to have a get-together with her friends. These 6 individuals up there just waiting on someone to come through where they could rob them. Ended up taking the life of this young lady and jumped out of the car going to rob her. Never did get in the car. They jumped back in their car and fled the scene.
Did they try to make her stop in some way, shape, or form? Do you know?
Well, we can assume what they did, but in my eyes, they pulled up beside her, shooting at her, struck her with one of the bullets and took the life of Miss Thompson. Just very tragic incident.
What happens next in terms of, and maybe this is a range question, I don't know, but what happens next in terms of, an ICE hold? Are they prosecuted here? Are they just given to DEA? I don't know how that works.
So, of course,
Immigration officials.
so historically, we place when ICE places on hold, if that person were to make bond or be released for whatever reason, they would take jurisdiction at that point. Of course, we have a new administration in now. I have not been contacted by anyone from ICE, so my plan is to move forward with prosecution in the state courts. We'll see what happens.
Were these individuals living together? Do you know?
No.
And to follow up on her question, so everyone's detained, and even the juveniles, and they're going to stay detained until next steps, I guess, regardless of if ICE comes in to grab them or not, or so forth.
Again, new administration now, so things may change, but my understanding and my goal is to prosecute these folks in state court as normal. We have the 3 adults will be entitled to a bond hearing at a later date if they request that. No requests in at this time. The juveniles are entitled to a detention hearing, likely have something later this week. Nothing scheduled in stone at this point.
Sheriff, I have another question, if I may. both cases, and Mr. Chirino's, suspect is believed to be the shooter, has the weapon been recovered, A, and B, have you been able to trace where it came from?
The weapon has been recovered. It was located during the search warrant at his residence, and there's a trace being done now on the firearm to see where it came from.
And forgive me, he's an adult, right? So he,
Yes, sir.
but as a person without documentation, would he have the legal ability or capability of purchasing or owning a firearm in South Carolina?
No, sir.
Okay. So a person who is not, just again, I'm not trying to be difficult, but a person that does not have legal standing to be in the country does not have the right to own a firearm, right?
Absolutely not.
Thank you.
What's the country of origin of these people? I'm so sorry. I didn't see it.
Honduras, I believe it is.
Just about this victim, complete wrong place, wrong time, unfortunately, is what it sounds like. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Have you been able to speak with her family at all?
We,
This brief
we,
time?
we have spoke to her family last week, myself, solicitor, and some of the investigators, made them aware of what was going on, what took place, and all the information we have up to this point.
So in terms of, Sheriff, if you could just clarify a little bit, when you talk about, and again, I know a lot of this is, still being investigated and put together, but was she firing at multiple times, you believe, her vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
If so, do we know how many times?
Yes, ma'am. Multiple times. Anybody else? Yes,
And
ma'am.
how many weapons were recovered, just the one?
Just the one. Mhm.
The juveniles, were they with family members, or were they just?
Well, they live with family members, but they were all together that night, just them.
Is there any reason to believe that they're related to each other, the 6 persons?
Not that I'm aware of.
But the only relation would be their country of origin and their being together in this
That's,
cabal.
that's correct. Yes, sir.
And all 6 of them were in one car?
Yes, ma'am. Anything else? All right. I appreciate you coming. Yes, sir. All right.
This
Yes,
is
sir.
for Solicitor Newman. In South Carolina, the capital punishment statute includes aggravating factors, one of which is burglary, one of which is armed robbery. Is this case fall under the capital punishment statute, and is there a plan at this point to pursue it?
Too early to tell at this point. First, we have to assess the case and make sure those extenuating circumstances actually meet the statute and what's required of the statute. If that is the case, there will then be a conversation with the victim's family and all that. So a little too early to tell at this point.
All right. Thank you.